If Makeup by Mandy 24 could look in a crystal ball and see you now.
No little girl wants to like see their future self as a struggling single mother. The way that I have been able to show up for my daughter still, not give up on the better life that we deserve, I think that's like what's admirable.
The internet isn't real. We're the directors of our own movies when we post online. We choose what makes the cut for our audience. I'm choosing to bring back authenticity to my highlight reel, and hopefully this inspires others to do the same. Hey guys, we have Amanda with us. This is my first time ever having a guest. I've been keeping up with you. You've gone through things and your story is, you have a story. You're not like some surface level creator. You're a mom and you do fashion. You have a fashion line. Like, let's get into it. We haven't caught up in a long time. We were on a set together like 8 years ago and I was super shy and I feel like you were super shy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, thank you for having me. And honestly, it means a lot that you see that in me, that there's an opportunity for me to share, and I haven't quite had that yet.
We both are OG YouTubers.
Hey guys, it's Amanda. So today I'm going to show you my getting ready for my first day of high school, and this was literally the day I was getting ready for the first day of high school.
How old were you when you started?
10.
10?
Yeah.
Wait, you are one of the youngest ones. Like, I'm 30 and you're what, 25?
26. The crazy like whole full circle of sharing my childhood online and like never stopping, and then having a child and she's like growing up so fast. I'm like, oh my gosh, she loves YouTube. And I try to tell her, oh, do you know that mommy does this? Mommy does this for work. Do you want to see? And I'll like try to pull it up and she's like, no, Peppa Pig. So it will be very, very fun like as she grows, because I'm sharing that online too on my YouTube, and it's like kind of just on my YouTube where I'm being the most vulnerable and open.
There was like obviously different YouTube clicks. I was definitely roped in with like the lifestyle saturated girls. And I feel like you were like in the cool crowd, like the Tumblr.
Like no crowd.
Really? Yeah, you were that girl. You didn't need a crowd.
Well, I went down a whole path of like, once I had like my first boyfriend, then it just kind of became like, that's what like my group would be. But it also has to do with like not really feeling like I fit in, or I never felt like I fit in all aspects. So when YouTube started to become like super highly produced, and I felt like I had to live up to that in order to like please the viewers. If I didn't put in as much effort, if I didn't make it look like a whole production, then it's like lame.
That must have been so frustrating, because like you're kind of describing how our group just came in and we're like, we're gonna edit everything. And like we were
it's like seeing what was possible there, and you guys like, and the work ethic of you guys, insane.
I had no life. It was an interesting thing to like both grow and have this like OG label on YouTube. Even though like we had different styles of our videos, we were part of that era. And I do feel like you were that cool girl, and you still are, but you were that cool girl that like, I think the girls that I would collaborate with, we were all like, oh my God, she's so cool, she's scary. Like, I remember seeing you at a VidCon.
That's the point.
Yeah.
She's scary.
Scary, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, like when I remember seeing you at a VidCon and we all had meet and greets at like the same area, and like you had a line and me and Gabby had a line, and like, I don't know what it is. It didn't seem mean, it just was an intimidating aura at the time. And I don't know, maybe it was confidence, maybe I was insecure, I don't know, but.
Well, yeah, I definitely know that I have that aura and vibe. I bring that to the function. I definitely had to like work through that. Like, it's only until now really working on like my shadow self and understanding like astrology and like all these different things that make me me, and I've gotten a lot of clear understanding on where that comes from. You know, like I desperately wanted to connect and like have friends, and that's why I started YouTube at like 10 years old.
Yeah.
I think it's a push-pull kind of thing where someone's like, oh my gosh, she's like intimidating, or she looks mean, or she looks scary, and then I'm like, I'm getting these weird vibes. They don't like me. Why doesn't anyone like me? Like, there's always like this undertone of like, I don't know, like a little bit dark, or like people were like viewing me as dark.
I remember, because I have been keeping up, in a vlog, I think you said that people think that you're mean, but you're just shy. For a second, I clocked myself and I said, no, she's shy, I get it.
I post my true life, you know,
Which
like,
that's why I've been keeping up. I
Yeah.
only watch people who are no bullshit.
Okay, I don't mean to be rude here, but we have our first ad read. Our first ad read of this series is Uber Eats. Now I know you guys know what Uber Eats is, but if you live under a rock and you don't know, Uber Eats is a food and grocery delivery platform that makes it easy to get what you're craving. From your favorite local spots to national chains. I live in LA, so there's just an assortment of restaurants. And as you can imagine, I am using it every day. And that's just me being real. Customers can browse, order, and track in just a few taps. Very convenient. You guys have heard me talk about how demanding it feels as a content creator to constantly be posting on all my social media platforms. And Uber Eats has genuinely saved me in feeding myself with how busy I've been. Also, using Uber Eats has been a huge tool in helping me find my new go-to restaurants. I always check for deals in the Uber Eats app, and sometimes there are deals and I will literally just go pick up the food. Since living the past year in LA, it has been the #1 most reliable app in my phone. I just feel utterly taken care of by Uber. I have to credit Uber Eats for the reason I attend events and feed myself out here. And that's just me being real. Also, you guys can use my discount code Niki15 to get $15 off your first order with a minimum basket of $20. Thank you again, Uber, for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to the interview.
You have been so real. When I want to get into all this, you're very like resilient and you're like quiet about it. You posted a TikTok, you were doing a get ready with me, and you were like, yeah, there's things I can't share on the internet, but I gotta be honest, like things are hard right now. And I haven't posted, and like, I'm just gonna say things are hard right now. That's when I got reinvested back into your content, because I was like, oh, she's being like super authentic.
I've done so much self-reflecting over the past 2 years that I've almost like driven myself in circles. I've never stopped trying to grow, like in my work, in my YouTube channel. I've never been like, fuck this, like I'm better than this, or I don't wanna do this anymore. There's a lot of like, oh my God, like, where have you been? You know, I'm like, I've been here.
No, I get those all the time.
Basically, I wasn't staying silent just because like I didn't know what to say. I really like just legally, like there's something called a gag order. So I'm not allowed to say anything about the details of the case. And the courts are saying like, you know, it's not in the best interest to speak about any of this for the child. So you're trying to tell yourself, honestly, yeah, that's probably right.
For the people that aren't obviously aware, are you comfortable talking about, with that you can't say, but like you've gone through a big life shift? It's hard to say. People can fill in, if people have been keeping up, they know. We don't have to.
Yeah, it's like, let's talk in code, but I also don't.
Talk in code.
I don't want to come off like I'm avoiding any like truth. Like
I don't want to get you in legal trouble.
That's the only thing. Like I genuinely, like I am an open book. Like you can ask me like anything and I'd be like straight up. But yeah, so I had a child. I don't know if we look at the cameras here.
Yeah, here and
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had a child with a man that I met 3 to 6 months prior to the pregnancy, and I made a video on TikTok. Get ready with me, how I decided to have a baby with my boyfriend of 3 months. So that is that video. That went viral. I wanted it to. Everything about the delivery of that was so it would go viral. Like that was at a point where I'm seeing what's working for other people. I don't know. I didn't mean anything bad. I didn't think that it was gonna come off that way, but I guess that just kind of shows like how I got out of touch like I was.
In that video, were you announcing the pregnancy?
I had already announced it, but I was just kind of like, basically, you know, my manager says, hey, this is what the brands want. They want this many views on all of your TikToks, and then these are the rates.
Thank you for being so honest, because I've actually been touching on management advice and how they're only trying to grow your business. They don't mean harm, but it's very easy to not lose authenticity, but do things for
just like
your
derail
business.
you.
Do things for your business.
You know, in reality, like, meeting him, it was everything. He was perfect, and it just felt like I was just literally like spiritually like drawn to him. So I'm thinking, I've lived, you know, these 9 lives already. I met this guy. It feels so special and amazing. Like, this is the next step of my life. Like, this is what I want to do next. Like, this would be incredible to like just like live a slower life. Anyway, I just thought that I could be like, all right, I did it all. Like, I'm gonna be a mom now, and this is gonna be my new life, and it's gonna be magical, and I'm with this like magical human that I've never met anyone like. That should be a red flag, okay? So if you've never met someone like them before, just keep it noted. If you're meeting someone that is love bombing or is manipulative, you can be like, oh my gosh, like everything is a sign. It's a sign, this is where I'm supposed to be. You know, everything is magical, like this is all aligned, but in reality, like there's someone there purposely like trying to make you believe that these are like signs from the universe.
Yeah. So you were just a 22-year-old girl who didn't have a normal childhood or young adult life because you gained a following young. You did it all, lived it all, and you were ready for a slower paced life with someone you fell in love with. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. As unfortunate as it's all unraveled, the best thing that ever happened in your life came out of it.
Yeah, and even the clarity that it's given me on who I am, what I want from this life, really, I would probably have uncovered that a lot slower down a different path. Have you heard of like dark night of the soul?
Yes, I went through that.
Yeah. The universe is going to make things happen in your life, good or bad, for you to be pushed onto the path you're supposed to be on. Small town, just mom vlogger life was not my path, as much as I really hoped that it was. It showed me so much that I definitely feared like just even sitting with myself. Before this, I would just either constantly like be going out or find like a new person, like a new relationship or a new best friend or something that like kept me entertained. My presence, the way that it makes some people feel like uneasy, like they don't know. Through childhood, you know, I'm going on this path thinking that that's what's wrong with me. I need to be different if I want to succeed or have valuable relationships. I need to fix that. When in reality, it's learning that is you. That is what makes you powerful. I'm very thankful that my daughter chose to help me remember myself and know myself a lot better so I can live a more fulfilling life.
Wow. Thank you for being so honest. I'm sitting here and I'm captivated because the way you just told the story, but then you like brought it all together with that lesson of how you felt like you needed to control your life and be something you weren't and have milestones and da-da-da-da-da. And then your daughter comes. Yeah, there was some turmoil, but she reminded you of who you are and how to be authentic again and just live your most peaceful, best life.
We're supposed to be ourselves in whatever way we naturally express it, and trying to fit into a mold of something else doesn't serve you. Like, it literally will make your world come crashing down because you see just like the highlight reels, and it's even like deeper than that. You're like, how come like these people just are able to wake up and do their content and like look perfect and stay consistent, and it's just all coming naturally to them. What do I need to do to be at that level?
Say it louder.
You know, you need to do this, you need to fix this, you need to be working more, posting more, making more money.
How's that pressure as a mom?
I mean,
I have crash outs and I don't have a kid, so I'm genuinely curious because I do want to have a kid. What's that like to be passionate and have your own business and be a mom and have these people in your ear like post more, do this more, make more money? Like what the heck? Like I'm genuinely asking. Pretend there's no cameras. As a friend, I'd be like, hey,
Yeah.
like I want to know because I'm interested in having a similar life. So
truthfully, throughout the past 2 years, like last week, I had a breakdown because I felt like everything that I'm being forced to hold all by myself, like it's just not for one person. One person is not supposed to have all of that responsibility and all of that pressure. None of it is easy. Like
what does it feel like for someone who's not a mom? Like give people perspective.
it's almost like it's like this heavy weight of like love. Like loving someone so deeply that all of the things that you used to think were a priority or what mattered in your life like doesn't anymore. So it's kind of like this insane responsibility, but you literally would not choose anything else. So I think it's something only mothers would like understand, because I can't even like understand well like how to say it, but it's just like so heavy with love. I'm starting to feel a lot lighter because I have like committed to myself to show up as all of me and not to like hold anything back. Like I really have nothing to lose at this point. Like I have to just fully be myself.
I remember like when you go through hard times and you're a content creator, it's really hard to navigate. What do I talk about? What do I omit? How do I address this? Do I not? Like it's confusing. And I actually had I have a spiritual life coach. Nobody knows this about me. I've never actually shared that, but I have not just a psychiatrist and a psychologist, but I have my logical side of my brain, and then I have this spiritual side of my brain. I can't just honor the logic. Like I'm emotional, I'm intuitive, like I believe in something bigger. Like modern medicine and doctors can only help you with so much. Like there's a whole other side to your brain and your heart, and I think like getting to the root of it and like sitting in it and the shadow work and all that, like girl, I'm so glad you came on, because I know like now I have a friend that I can like reach out to about this stuff. Could you see yourself doing something else, or do you think you're going to do this the rest of your life, raising Gaia?
The more I acknowledge and accept what I'm being called to do, the more everything is going to fall in place, and whether it's like an opportunity from here or there and wherever it takes me, I can like trust that it's gonna be the right thing, whatever it is. If it takes me somewhere else, like that's only kind of better, because whatever was going on was stagnant and it was waiting for me to step into like my power again, and stop just like trying to chase what we think we're supposed to do.
Well, you just showed your growth, like just explaining how when you met your ex, how you tried controlling your reality and you tried creating your next chapter. And I just asked you, like, would you like pivot? And you're like, whatever comes to me. Like you, it almost seems like you went from like trying to control to like being a free spirit and trusting. You trust what's meant for you.
What's hard about that, though, is that I was also very much, I'm going to go on the ride of life and this is exciting and I'm going to just do what I feel called to do. I'm open of other people's ideas and cultures, and I just really accept people for all of like the different types of people there are. With that, I did not understand boundaries. You know, if you are so accepting and open to whatever life brings you, then there will be people happy to overstep boundaries. Like my therapist was like, well, you know, you have to like,
say no.
you have to put up your boundaries. And I was like, well, yeah, but it's not gonna, like, what do you mean? They're not gonna follow it. Like, I can't make someone respect my boundaries. And they're like, no, it's not a question. Boundaries are firm. Like, it's either you respect them or you don't.
Yeah.
So I had never even tried implementing boundaries. Never. And the second that I did, I was able to see it all clearly.
All hell breaks loose.
Where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try out this boundary, and I would have to like write it in my journal to like prepare myself of what am I gonna say? Why is this like a boundary that is valid, which is also wrong. You know, that's echoing of.
Yeah, you don't even have to explain a boundary. A boundary is a
Yeah,
boundary.
you don't need to explain it, but for what I was in at the time, I had to like go to assert that boundary from a place where I was like, you cannot tell me like otherwise. Truly, the lack of boundaries that I had for anyone is the reason like I ended up in this situation.
That's so crazy. I had the same realization. Like, well, I can have boundaries, but they're gonna leave if I have boundaries. Well, then they're supposed to leave. Just from keeping up with you, I could tell that there was a lot of like character development, and we do have a lot in common now that I don't know if we would have had in common like 6 years ago. The humbling, the things we went through, the finding other things outside of our careers that was our identity for a while, wanting to control narratives. I don't know, I genuinely felt drawn to you, and I was like, I have to reach out to her. I mean, there's so much I'm taking away from this conversation that I think I needed to be reminded of. What do you think if Makeup by Mandy 24 could look in a crystal ball and see you now, today, like right now? I'm just curious, like what do you think like she would say
Honestly,
or think or feel?
It's so hard because I spend like my whole month just looking like a mess at home, like being a mom, like just so overwhelmed and like feeling like how can I function? And then like I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna take care of myself, and I'm gonna like prioritize like feeling good and feeling cute. And then like I pop out, I got new hair, and I'm like, okay, so younger self would totally look at me and be like, oh my God, love. But seeing the like day-to-day stuff, I mean, honestly, like no little girl wants to like see their future self like as a struggling single mother. So definitely not that part, but the way that I have been able to show up for my daughter still and not give up on the better life that I know that like we deserve. I think that's like what's admirable.
Truly. So your daughter's gonna think you're such a badass when she gets older and understands the situation.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you.
It's giving like Gilmore Girls.
She's totally my little twinnie. She says
Literally looks just like
Mommy,
you.
so pretty, Mommy.
She says that?
Yeah.
It melts you probably.
She's singing happy birthday to me. She'll say, Mommy, hug me. I love you, Mommy. So that's also so great.
As a viewer, someone who's been like kind of keeping up with you, I do feel like you're filling in a lot of the blanks. And I think that's gonna be really nice for other people watching. I do feel like you have your OG audience who grew up with you, but I also feel like all the moms that have gone through similar things are gonna like find you and not even know who you were from the early YouTube days. Like finding your people even more through sharing things that are hard to share, kind of, you know?
Thank you. I hope like it makes sense because, you know, it's coming from my heart and my soul. So even if it doesn't like totally resonate or like make sense with someone, like there is someone or there are people out there that don't need further explaining or context. Like just hearing that alone makes them feel seen.
Mm-hmm. I do think like this shit brings everybody together. It's like we could talk about it off camera or we could talk about it on camera and just find our crowds and find our people that really needed to hear this. Well, thanks for coming on. I'm really bad at wrapping these up because I could talk forever, but subscribe, press the bell if you guys want to see another episode, and literally go over Amanda. I was gonna say Mandy because I'm so used to back in the day. Go to Amanda's socials and send her love if you watch the episode. Let her know in the comments you watched this episode. See you guys. Bye. It's always so awkward ending. It's like we pour our hearts out and suddenly we have to just end it.
No, but that's like, that's my life though, where like, it's like, oh, that's like really deep and heavy, but.
That's it, bye.